The film starts out in this really eerie, haunted village. The villagers were absolutely terrified because they knew the witch was planning to take over and rule the whole place. They were desperate, so they called in the big guns, a powerful magician. He swooped in, used all his incredible magic and powers, and successfully cast the witch out of the village. Crisis averted, or so they thought. Now, here's a twist. The witch had a niece. She was already an elder, and the magician actually let her stay. Why? Because she was just a sweetheart. She hadn't harmed a soul, and she truly loved everyone, especially animals. And guess who her two beloved pets were? You got it, Tom and Jerry. She absolutely adored them. The niece, Tom, and Jerry were all getting on in years, but they were still a delight, doing all their adorable little elder antics. Fast forward a bit. The niece has gotten even older, and so have Tom and Jerry. But her heart hasn't changed. She still loves animals fiercely and has turned her home into a wonderful animal shelter. One day, she had to go out for work. She looked at her two faithful companions, Tom and Jerry, and said, "I'm heading out, you two. You're in charge of the house." Now, they had a problem child in the shelter. A massive, rage-filled wild pig. When this pig got angry, it was unstoppable. It'd try to smash its way out, even trying to break the door down. But, wouldn't you know it, Tom and Jerry actually managed to keep it under control. The niece went to a big festival in a neighboring village. While she was there, she noticed a poor little donkey screaming because a sharp nail was stuck in its foot. It was running around in agony. Feeling heartbroken, the niece rushed over and, without hesitation, pulled the nail out. The villagers were completely stunned. They were so conditioned to think she'd be evil, just like her aunt. But she was so genuinely kind and full of animal love. She actually started to feel happy, thinking, finally, the villagers are starting to like me. A ferocious wild pig. Yes, the wild pig from her shelter came crashing into the carnival and started destroying everything. Immediately, the villagers turned on the niece again, yelling, "It's her fault. That's her pet, and it's ruined everything." They all started spewing hateful, negative things at her. She was devastated. She just started weeping, thinking, my intentions were pure. I was finally getting through to them, so why did this have to happen now? Her good image was shattered. She went home and collapsed onto the floor, still weeping. Tom and Jerry, those loyal sweethearts, came right up to her and tried to calm her down. Soon, all the little animals in the shelter gathered around too, and in a truly heartwarming moment, they all started dancing together. That little burst of joy actually made the niece feel a bit better. Meanwhile, a new plot was brewing. We see 3 stray cats, the classic Tom and Jerry enemies, looking a little scrappy, who were on a quest, searching for a very specific pearl-shaped egg. Following a map, they finally found the spot and were thrilled to see their treasure. But the moment they grabbed that egg, everything started to shake. A gigantic fire dragon Fru appeared, spewing flames and chasing them off. The fire burned a hole in the cat's sack, and the precious pearl-shaped egg tumbled out, landing on a lily pad floating down a stream. Where it would go next, no one knew. Back at the house, Tom and Jerry were, well, fighting, because that's what they do. Their owner, the niece, gave them a chore: go fill up some water. So they headed to the stream and noticed the pearl-shaped egg. Turns out, those stray cats were working for the exiled witch. When the witch demanded the pearl, which was actually a dragon egg, and they came back empty-handed, she was furious. "That's the egg of a special dragon," she screamed. "I needed it for my magic to take my revenge. You fools have made it impossible." In a rage, she transformed them into hideous, unfortunate half-bats, half-cats. Back home, Tom and Jerry brought the egg to their owner. The niece was both surprised and absolutely delighted. She looked at Tom and said, "Tom, you need to warm this egg, just like a hen sits on her clutch to hatch chicks." Tom, ever obedient, sat right on it. But Jerry, being Jerry, had to tease him. He put on a little chicken wig and started acting like a chicken, leading Tom on a merry chase. Suddenly, they heard a crack. The egg was hatching. A tiny, adorable green baby dragon-law emerged and immediately looked at Tom and called him Mama. They played together and became fast friends. But on the flip side, the mother fire dragon was tearing across the land, furiously searching for her lost baby. At the niece's house, the baby dragon drank all of Tom's milk. Tom was initially enraged, but he quickly calmed down, thinking, he's just a baby, it's fine. Then, Jerry had to go and annoy the baby dragon too. That started a whole chase, and Tom and Jerry ran outside, with the baby dragon following close behind. The dragon ended up wandering into the village, and Tom and Jerry realized they needed to find him quickly. As the baby dragon walked, he sneezed. And remember, he's a fire dragon's baby, so a little flame shot out. It instantly set a lady's hat on fire. Jerry, thinking fast, grabbed a spatula and hit the hat to put the fire out. He then handed the smoking spatula to Tom, which made the lady think Tom had done it. She was absolutely furious. Just as things were about to escalate, the niece arrived and saved Tom. He looked sternly at the niece and said, "If anything like this happens again, if your pets harm anyone, you will not be allowed to live here anymore." The niece felt awful. She didn't want to leave, so she knew what she had to do. "Tom," she said sadly, "you have to take him to the forest and leave him there." Tom did as he was told, but how could that baby dragon let his mama go? He kept chasing Tom. Tom tied the baby dragon to a tree, but here came Jerry, of course. Jerry actually untied the dragon's ropes, because while he loves to annoy Tom when Tom's being naughty, this time Tom was doing the right thing. So, Tom tied Jerry to the tree too, but the dragon, using his sharp little teeth, cut Jerry's rope. Jerry and the baby dragon were free. Then, those 3 bat cats showed up. Tom, seeing his moment, grabbed a tree branch and pulled it back, then released it, making it smack right into the bat cats. Tom and Jerry grabbed the baby dragon and bolted, sitting in a cart A and making a successful getaway. It was late, and they hadn't returned. She rushed to the magician to tell him she had sent the baby dragon away, but her pets hadn't come back yet. And then, the moment of terror, the witch arrived. Everyone was petrified. She had grown even more wicked and started casting her magic. A huge mother dragon appeared. The witch told it, "Give me your baby," and she managed to get the baby dragon. But wait, how could a real mother dragon just abandon her baby? It turned out the witch hadn't summoned the real mother, she'd used magic to create a fake one. Now the baby was in her hands. The witch's niece furiously chased after her in a cart. The witch took the baby to a secret spot where she could perform her final ritual. She had a powerful gem in her necklace that she needed to strengthen with the dragon's fire. If she could do that, she would become all-powerful and could rule the world. That's why she desperately wanted the baby dragon. She locked the baby up and tried to force him to breathe fire on the gem. But the adorable little dragon didn't breathe fire. He just stuck out his tongue at her. This made the gem watery, and the witch was enraged. So, she came up with a nasty plan. She started dancing and throwing dust at the baby. This made the poor little thing sneeze violently. Fire shot out of his mouth, and the gem greedily sucked it all in. The baby dragon couldn't stop the fire, and his body grew cold. He turned into stone. The witch didn't care one bit. Meanwhile, as the niece was riding her cart to the rescue, the real mother fire dragon caught up to her. It threw fire, stopping her cart, and demanded its baby. The niece got out and said, "Look, it's not what you think. I loved your baby. The one who wants to use him is my aunt, the real witch. Not all witches are evil." At the same time, the witch arrived at the magician's location. She had a cloth in her hand, and when she opened it, there was the stone baby dragon. The magician exploded in anger. "Now I have to end you," he thought. He used his bands to shoot out magical rays, but the witch countered. She transformed herself into a terrible witch dragon. She easily defeated the magician with fire and was about to devour him. Just then, the real mother dragon arrived and blasted the witch dragon with fire. But the witch dragon was still wearing the necklace with the power-hungry gem. The gem, seeing its chance, sucked the fire right out of the mother dragon, and she also turned into stone. It looked hopeless, but then the witch's niece arrived, bringing her entire crew of shelter animals. She had alligators, monkeys, snakes, and a rhinoceros. The alligator bit the witch dragon's tail. The rhinoceros bit it too. A monkey swung down from the snake and landed on the dragon. And of course, Tom and Jerry somehow managed to reach the witch dragon's neck right where the necklace was. Jerry, who had a knife mech, quickly cut the necklace. The gem fell to the ground. Without wasting a second, the witch's niece grabbed a hammer and smashed the gem. The moment the gem broke, all the imprisoned fire shot out. The mother dragon and the baby dragon were instantly revived and were perfectly fine. court now. Now that the witch had lost all her energy, she too turned into stone. They all left her there and headed back to the village. A lady in the village yelled out the niece's name. "She is a nice girl who always looks after us, court," she said. "We were so foolish not to see it sooner. We may have been late in understanding her, but we know now that she is truly our well-wisher." All the villagers apologized to her and declared, "From now on, you will live with us." If they even started playing with all her animals, everyone was content and happy together. And that's the wonderful, wild, and heartwarming end of the film. Hope you enjoyed hearing the story.